Good evening, and welcome to the Episcopal Children's Services Children's Champion Awards. My name is Allison DeFore. I'm Canon to the Ordinary to the Diocese of Florida, and I'm delighted to be with you as MC for this very special event. When COVID-19 forced the cancellation of our planned evening at the University of North Florida, the team at Episcopal Children's Services decided to create a virtual gala, turning lemons into lemonade. This virtual event left us to celebrate our children's champions while still protecting everyone's health. It is an honor to be able to support the incredible work of Episcopal Children's Services. Since beginning as a single child care center in 1966, Episcopal Children's Services has dramatically expanded the depth and breadth of their services. They are one of our proudest children ministries. Their Head Start and Early Head Start program serves almost 2,400 of our most vulnerable children with comprehensive child care development services. Their Early Learning Services, in partnership with the Early Learning Coalition of North Florida, provides over 9,000 families with financial assistance so that children can learn in quality care, and another 35,000 parents and caregivers with child care information. Coach Jacks leverages their expertise in early learning to improve the quality of child care and early learning in Jacksonville in partnership with the Kids Hope Alliance and the Early Learning Coalition of Jacksonville. What is most important about their work is the impact that they create. Their unrelenting focus on providing the best in early childhood education means that children enter childhood and kindergarten ready to learn. School readiness results in children that are more likely to graduate high school and attend college, be employed with a livable income, engage in healthy behaviors, and contribute to their community. Episcopal Children's Services' commitment to families builds financial stability because parents and caregivers can work or go to school knowing that their children are thriving in quality health care. Their comprehensive and holistic approach means results in 2 generations. Both the child and their parent or caregivers are impacted at the same time, and they are creating the impact for thousands of families every year. Of course, the main reason we're here this evening is to celebrate 3 amazing community treasures who have passionately dedicated themselves to serving the children and families of Northeast Florida. Martha Baker, Peggy Bryan, and Julia Juju Taylor, 3 women who deserve the honor of being named 2020 Children's Champions. Our Children's Champion event raises funds that are crucial to the development and delivery of these programs, and we are so grateful for our event sponsors. It gives me a great pleasure to thank our Children's Champion Diamond sponsor and 2013 Children's Champion, Betsy Ross Lovett. Betsy's generosity is instrumental in making this event a success, as is everything that she touches. We are so grateful for a special gift from Joan and Preston Haskell in honor of each of the 2020 Children's Champions, Martha Baker, Peggy Bryan, and Juju Taylor. A special big thanks also to our gold sponsors this year, which include Florida Blue, Vistar Credit Union, Jacksonville Business Journal, Mr. John Baker and Lassiter Ware, Balator Insurance Group, and United Healthcare. Our silver sponsors are Tom and Martha Baker, JF and Peggy Bryan, Russell and Joni Newton, the Florida Times Union, and the Jaguars Foundation. Our bronze sponsors are Pam Paul, Tom and Connie Stoffel, Jeannie Dillard, Charles and Rushton Calican, Gate Foundation, Smith Halsey and Busey, Baptist Health Wolfson Children's Hospital, Black Knight, Kaplan Early Learning Company, and the University of North Florida, and Sight and Sound Productions. Our evening also launches exciting ways for you to support Episcopal Children's Services and become a champion for children. Please be part of our Text to Give campaign. All you need to do is text ECS to 904-531-0568 to give. That's 904-531-0568. In addition, we have a fabulous online silent auction. You will find a link on this page that will take you there so you'll be able to bid on amazing items. We even have a buy it now option so that you can immediately secure your favorite items. It's now my pleasure to introduce you to the Right Reverend Samuel Johnson Howard, who serves as the 8th Bishop of the Diocese of Florida.
Hello, I'm Bishop John Howard of the Episcopal Diocese of Florida, and it's my privilege to be with you today as we celebrate the ministry of Episcopal Children's Services, even during this time of social distance and quarantining. It's remarkable to think about the history of Episcopal Children's Services, which has served so many thousands of our young people and their families in northern Florida, but which began essentially as a very small child care ministry at St. Mary's Church here in Springfield in Jacksonville. Indeed, it's a privilege for us to come together virtually today, and let us begin with a word of prayer. Gracious God, Heavenly Father, we thank you for the gift of children, for the joy of working with them, and we thank you for Episcopal Children's Services. Continue, Lord, to bless our work through ECS, that we may continue to support the young children of our community with sound learning, new discovery, and pursuit of wisdom.
Thank you, Bishop Howard, for your inspiration and leadership, and thank you again to all of our event sponsors. It is now my privilege to introduce Connie Staffel, CEO of Episcopal Children's Services. I am so impressed by the work she and her team do for the children and families of our community. Connie is a leader with vision and a commitment to excellence. Her superb leadership and dedication to innovation are only exceeded by her passion for the mission of creating opportunity for children to reach their fullest potential in life. With most of her professional career dedicated to ECS, Connie was appointed CEO in 2003. Under her leadership, Episcopal Children's Services has dramatically increased revenues from $13 million to $71 million and expanded their service area to 14 counties in Northeast Florida. Her sound fiscal and operational management, combined with her extensive expertise in early childhood development, has resulted in numerous grants and awards.
I want to thank every one of our sponsors and supporters as we shifted to a virtual event during this unprecedented situation. As of this taping, we continue to follow the guidance of the Office of Head Start and align with the Florida K-12 schools with our Head Start, Early Head Start, and One Stop Centers closed through April 15th. Our staff is working diligently so that our families have access to resources for health, nutrition, and other vital services. We continue to provide at-home learning activities so that parents can support their children's education, even though we had to close much of our physical presence. We are using technology and alternative service provision to provide as much possible in the service of our children and families. As CEO, I know this work only happens through the remarkable efforts of our staff who are dedicated to upholding our high standards and who, most importantly, love children. Each one is an important and vital member of our team. To ensure our employees do not encounter an economic burden, we will ensure that our staff will receive their regular pay through April 15th, regardless of their ability to work. And this brings me to that kind introduction. While it's nice to receive credit for the growth of Episcopal Children's Services, the credit is due to all of those who are committed to the work we do. to make a difference in the lives of our community. Every day, I give thanks for all of those who support Episcopal Children's Services. I want to give my personal thanks to our diamond sponsor, Betsy Ross Lovett. Betsy was honored as our 2013 Children's Champion, and we thank you, Betsy. I must express my personal gratitude for Joan and Preston Haskell, who made a special gift in honor of each of the 2020 Children's Champions, Martha Baker, Peggy Bryan, and Julia Juju Taylor. Thank you, Betsy. Thank you, Joan and Preston. And thank you to our amazing Children's Champions. And thank you to all our Children's Champion sponsors and supporters. I am truly blessed to work with a dedicated and professional board and staff who are the best in the business. We all do this work because we know the importance of an early education foundation for young children. We are passionate about our desire to serve those most in need because we know that a better future starts with better beginnings. Episcopal Children's Services is a force for early learning in Florida, and we take that role with the seriousness that it deserves. Our community has far too many children in need, with more than 24% of our young children under 5 in poverty, without the resources to meet their most basic needs. In addition, we see children affected by trauma, without the resources to meet the needs, but not only that, an increasing number of children with diagnosed disabilities. We know that we must begin early because 90% of the brain development is developed by the age of 5. Without intervention for at-risk children, they will enter kindergarten with literacy and math scores of 60% lower than their more well-off peers. This is why we are so committed to growth, and it gives me great pride to share our most recent success. In 2019, Episcopal Children's Services was awarded a grant to serve an additional 309 children right here in Duval County. Children need strong families to thrive, which is why we support and engage with parents and caregivers. When families are safe, healthy, and financially secure, children can achieve a lifetime of learning. It is now my honor to share the story of one of our amazing parents, Charlene Singleton.
Well, I came in as a parent volunteer, and also my son was attending Episcopal. He was very young. And then I just became a volunteer. I committed myself over and over, long hours just to be there for him. I just volunteer in the classrooms with the teachers and played on the playground and just had fun and just assisted teachers. And then all of a sudden they asked me to volunteer with the family advocates. I'm a single mom, so that plays a factor. He only knows mom. By me just being mom, I always said just be involved. And that's my thing. I have to be involved in my kids' life. I tell them I'm the biggest investment. I invest in their lives before anybody else should. So let me be the one to make that difference in his life just as well. Because when he grow up, he's going to remember mom. And I don't want him to remember mom as not being there. I want him to remember mom as being there. I believe in parent involvement. That's my main thing. I always stand and tell other parents, you have to be involved. Your kids must see you as an example. So I was there for him. I see the development changes at home where he's increasing his vocabulary. The changes, like he likes to learn when he's at home. It makes a difference when you can see your child actually doing and saying some things that he learns at school. I have to sit on the policy council president. You have to make major decisions. You have to look over the financial statements and see if everything is correct. If it's not, we have to bring it to their attention. I would have never knew that I'll be where I'm at today if it had not been for someone believing in me and someone to push me. Because I always wanted to be the one that sit back and let everybody else and just be that team player. No, it is a switch now. I'm more of a leader. I make decisions. I go talk to those that like in the congressmen. They don't have a voice. I have to go in and be their mouthpiece or be the voice for them. They can't go where I go. So I'm there to open my mouth and ask that these programs continue to still be available for us and to keep the funds coming in. I didn't get here just because of me. It took, if I always tell people, sometimes it don't take the whole world, it just takes one person. And if you can just be that one person to make a difference, please do. Because somebody's life is dependent on you. You can be someone to save a life, not to harm a person or not to harm them, but to go save a life. You never know what kids are going through in their homes. And this may be their only outlet. Their only outlet. This is maybe the one, okay, today, if I can feel somebody that really loves me, I can perform more. I can do better. I can pay attention in class, or I can smile. Some children, they cry. But let me put a smile on your face while I'm here. That's how I feel. Every day, my life has to be an example. My life has to mean something. So while my life is meaning something, I need to make somebody else's life mean something. You are here for a purpose, and learn out what is your purpose. And then when I open up my mouth, I'm nervous. Believe me, I am so nervous when I'm talking to the congressman. This is my first experience. This is my first trip. I don't know. I mean, I'm sitting in positions. I'm still questioning, how do I get here? I paid the road. I did everything, but it still amazes me how so much I have done, but how did I get here? It's like, it's still questions that I'm like, man, I wish other parents can get here. I wish everybody else can work hard and just enjoy these moments, because when you are doing something, you're not only looking at your life, but you're looking at the life that you're changing just as well.
Charlene's story is one of hundreds we could share about how the lives of families are improving year after year. When children see their parents make positive changes in their lives, they know they can succeed well. Thanks to your support, thousands of children are reaching their potential. Thousands of families are thriving. And some of the most at-risk communities in our state are seeing the incredible difference that comes when children enter school ready to learn. On behalf of those children, their families, and our community, I want to thank you for all of your commitment and generosity. Because of you, the children we serve have futures filled with hope and possibilities, just like Charlene and her family.
Thank you, Connie, and thank you, Charlene, for sharing your story. If that does not inspire you, I'm not sure what will. We now turn our attention to the main reason for this event, to recognize 3 community leaders who have dedicated themselves to making things better for children in Northeast Florida. The Children's Champion Award was established in 2006 to honor the passion of individuals and organizations who work on behalf of children to help elevate their welfare to the highest priority in our community. This award is a true recognition of shared passion of advocating for our community's most vulnerable children and families. Our 3 recipients are joining an elite group of community leaders recognized for the public, private, and philanthropic work that they do. Before our video showcasing our 3 children's champions in action, I want to say a few things about each of these 3 amazing community leaders. Martha Baker has long served causes that impact the lives of women and children across Northeast Florida. It comes as no surprise that her philanthropic leadership extends beyond our community to inspire women to harness the power of collective giving to support those in need. Martha's compassionate and devoted spirit guides her volunteer efforts and leadership in numerous organizations. Peggy Bryant has built a legacy of service that inspires all of us to give ourselves. Her commitment to civic engagement is demonstrated by her tireless efforts for so many organizations throughout Northeast Florida. Peggy lends her vision, innovative, and strategic planning to support important causes from the arts to the environment, from health to education. Juju Taylor demonstrates her devotion to women and children throughout her civic and philanthropic work in our community. Her passion to address the issues of poverty and the working poor are demonstrated by her tireless efforts for so many organizations throughout Northeast Florida. Juju lends her leadership and tireless effort to support important causes that impact the lives of those in need. It is now my honor to share this video showcasing our 2020 Children's Champions.
There's such great joy out of seeing that you've made a tiny difference, and that's all we can do. But there's to feel like you have either made a difference in someone's life, especially a child. I don't think there's a greater joy to really feeling like you've helped.
I'm not smart enough to make a big difference, but every little incremental difference I can make in a child's life makes me hope that their life's going to be better and fuller and stronger, and that gives me purpose.
I feel so fortunate to be able to have the opportunity to help children, and they are our future, as Peggy said, and our community and society as a whole depends on them and how we treat them and the opportunities we give them and how we help them succeed. I think maybe it's selfish. Maybe we're doing it for ourselves and our children and our grandchildren, but in our community. But I just think it's absolutely the most important thing that we can do.
When you care about children, you have to care about every aspect of their development. And I think that is very evident in all of the advocacy work that all three of these women have pursued. From housing, to nutrition, to safety, to education, to making sure that particularly the least among us, the children who have the least, get lifted up.
I think it's all about passion. It's not, we all are passionate about different things, and you've really got to have your heart in it, and it's not how much you give, it's how much you love it, how much you love, I think, rather than how much you give.
If I fall in love with something, I want to do something with it. And sometimes you never know the results, but that doesn't matter because you've tried it and you've tried to help. And, with children, they have no advocate. So you have more of an opportunity through your passion to help them, regardless of whether you know the outcome.
Peggy Bryan has a gentle joyfulness. She just makes you feel so comfortable. And I think that's part of the reason she's so effective. Martha has an exuberance that just says, follow me, we're gonna have some fun. We're gonna enjoy this together. And she's the kind of person that gets everybody to yes, because you wanna be with her. Juju has a commanding presence, not in a powerful way of dominance, but in an inviting way. She has a calm compassion that undergirds everything she does.
I've been involved with Episcopal Children's Services as a board member with the foundation back with my dear friend J.F. Bryan and Peggy's husband, and I was just so flattered. I never envisioned myself receiving this incredible award, but it's not about me. It's about the work that these other institutions and people do, these wonderful teachers.
I do love that I've been able to be a part of PACE and Episcopal and Tiger and the Y, and so if that makes it valid, thank you for the things I've gotten to be a part of.
And one of the reasons I think all three of them are big supporters of Episcopal Children's Services is because Episcopal Children's Services has always had a very holistic approach to how we deal with children. We have to respect the children and their families, no matter what their families look like, no matter what kind of conditions they come from. And Episcopal Children's Services has a deep level of respect for everybody that they interact with, and a deep commitment to reaching out to other agencies, to communities, to governments, wherever they can for resources to help children.
Without a doubt, what a difference the resources can make. It's a professional depth of nurturing and discipline that not only helps the kids believe in themselves, but helps them grow in strength and in learning. They love learning. It's a wonderful, energetic dynamic that sets these kids their trajectory of going up and wherever they think they can go, but with work.
I think this award to those three women is especially appropriate because in their life's work, they have seen children through a holistic lens that requires them to be committed in many areas. And Episcopal Children's Services is the same way.
Congratulations to each of our 2020 Children's Champions. Thank you for all you have done and will continue to do for children and families in Northeast Florida. We are all inspired by your love for those who are in need. We were able to reach out electronically to each of our honorees so they could say a few words. Please remember to visit our Children's Champion pages on this site after this event concludes to learn more about the honorees, to bid on the silent auction, and to please text to give by texting ECS to 904-531-0568. That's 904-531-0568. I also want to give a special thank you to the silent auction and events donors, whose generosity has been instrumental in the success of our 2020 Children's Champion event. It is now my pleasure to introduce Vicki Adams, President of the Board of Trustees, who will give our concluding remarks.
Congratulations to Martha, Peggy, and Juju. You are all amazing children's champions, and on behalf of everyone at Episcopal Children's Services, we want to thank you for all you do on behalf of the children in our community. I am honored to serve as President of the Board of Trustees for Episcopal Children's Services. Since joining the board in 2015, I have personally experienced the immense satisfaction of seeing this agency grow, expand, and thrive. Connie and her staff work tirelessly to provide a comprehensive foundation of early education that impacts our entire community. Thank you for all that you have done and all I know you will continue to do. I have the pleasure of serving with a dedicated board of trustees who also believe in this organization and the critical importance of the work that we do. Thank you for all your contributions. As you know, the work of Episcopal Children's Services could not happen without the financial support of our friends and donors. We are so grateful to everyone who has made this year's Children's Champion the biggest financial success in our history by raising thousands of dollars to support this work and help so many. I would also like to thank those who help us throughout the entire year. Many volunteers read to the children in the classrooms or run workplace campaigns for school supplies. We also have students serving as interns for nursing, psychology, and social work, and those who buy presents throughout the holiday season so that our Head Start and Early Head Start children have a very special Christmas. As we conclude our virtual gala, I'd like for you to remember that every time you volunteer and give of your time and talent, and every time you open your pockets and give of your treasure, you are making our world a better place. On behalf of the thousands of children and families whose lives have so beautifully benefited from your kindness and generosity, I'd like to say thank you. Thank you for all that you do, all that you have done, and all that I know you will continue to do. Every one of you is truly a children's champion. Thank you so much.
Good evening. I'm Rainey DeFore, City Council member representing District 14 for the City of Jacksonville. I am absolutely delighted to be a part of the virtual gala for the 2020 Children's Champion Awards by Episcopal Children's Services. I want to congratulate all three of this year's honorees, Martha Baker, Peggy Bryan, and Juju Taylor. All three of these women I know personally and are amazing in their own right. I know that everyone throughout Northeast Florida joins me in thanking each of you for your tremendous service and commitment to our children and families in our community. Thank you.